Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Back again with the weekly WandaVision reviews. The new episode came out, the penultimate episode, so only one more left after this. Seems like it's gone by pretty quick. I think we said the same thing about Mandalorian Season 2 as well. But
I guess when you're having fun, everything goes by quickly.
Yeah. The episode is called Previously On, so I guess it's supposed to be like a TV reference.
Yeah, we're still getting TV references.
Yeah, even though this episode wasn't really sitcom based. So yeah,
we'll talk about some non-spoiler thoughts first, and then get into the actual.
What did you think of it?
So, it was a decent episode for the most part. There's only really two or three things that I really liked about this episode. The rest of it was kind of okay, just like fill us in sort of thing. And this episode answers a lot of questions.
I did enjoy this episode. I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite episodes. A lot of people said this is the best episode of the whole show. I definitely don't agree with that. But
there is a mid-credit scene. The mid-credit scene did top it off very nicely. Yeah.
So. But I did think it was a good episode. It was a lot better than last week's episode, in my opinion. I didn't really see like the whole big thing with last week's episode. I thought this one was way better. But yeah, I thought that it kind of reminded me of the fourth episode, or it's just like an information dump. But
yeah,
it wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't as bad as the fourth. I didn't think the fourth episode was bad. I'm not saying that, but this was way better than that episode.
I think the information it gave us this episode was a lot more interesting. Especially because like we're coming towards the end now, and obviously people were saying we've still got a lot of questions to answer. They've answered pretty much most of them. There's still a few big ones, but
most of the big questions have been answered. But there is still quite a bit, which is why I'm a little worried that the next episode might not address everything. But I'm thinking the next episode is going to be like an hour long. So
we still don't know if there's a 10th episode. It's not really confirmed fully yet by anyone. But I wonder if there is a 10th episode, how are they going to drop it? Are they just not going to say anything and drop it the next Friday after, or they're just going to reveal it like after?
I mean, the Friday after, there's nothing coming out because Falcon and the Winter Soldier starts the week after, I think. So I think it's the week after.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Is it? I don't remember.
I'm not 100% sure. So I think pretty good episode. Fills in a lot of gaps, I guess.
It had a lot of good emotional moments.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like the episode looked great in my opinion. Like in a lot of the scenes.
There's two scenes in this episode that, in my opinion, were some of the best scenes in the whole show. Like
I think I know what you're on about. Yeah, we'll talk about them in a bit. And the mid-credit scene is if you are going to watch this, definitely stick around for that, because that was. That was a
it's
big
way
thing,
better than last week's one, which should have just
that
been
last week's one was like nothing compared to this one. But yeah, should we get into some spoiler thoughts?
Yeah, because this is where it was like big.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the episode already, make sure you go and watch it before we get into spoiler thoughts, and then come right back here. It's streaming on Disney Plus now if you want to go and watch it. And let's get into spoilers. So we'll go in order. So we start off the episode. No sitcom like theme this week. Obviously,
yeah, that's different.
All that's like over pretty much, and we're actually like getting into like the story stuff now. So it's not like masked by the sitcom or anything. So basically, we start with a flashback. I don't remember what year it was, but it was the year of the Salem witch trials, I think.
It was like sometime in the
sometime in that era where the Salem witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Massachusetts, maybe, I think it was. I think that's the location.
I can't remember. It was just a flashback
we see
showing
Agatha.
Agatha's origin. Yeah.
We see Agatha still looks like exactly the same as she does in the show. And this was like a very long time ago. So, we see her getting like arrested sort of thing, or like taken to like be executed. And by other... Well, they're not. They didn't call themselves. They didn't call themselves witches. I think they just called Agatha witches.
They were part of like her coven or whatever. So they were witches, I think.
Oh, okay. But I thought they weren't, because they called Agatha a witch and they didn't refer to themselves as like anything. So yeah, they're taken by let's say these elder witches, or whatever. Maybe like someone who's like the head of their coven.
Well, it's Agatha's mum, wasn't it? She called her mother. So.
Yeah, one of them, and then the rest of them are like just other people there. So they chain her up to like this wood thing. They use magic. They have like blue magic effects. It's nice to see more magic effects because it looks really cool when Doctor Strange and stuff uses it, when Wanda uses it, when Agnes uses it, and now they use a different color for these other witches. So yeah, it's cool to see that. They're gonna execute her because she's practicing dark magic, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
something along those lines. But then Agnes is saying that or Agatha, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
She's saying that obviously this isn't my fault, like it's just like come to me. But then she's saying it in like a cocky way. She's like, oh, I can use this and I've like got more power than you guys now, that's why you're scared, sort of
and
thing.
she's like, I can be good, and then her mom's
yeah,
like,
she
no,
said
you can't.
she can be good with like, she's probably chatting rubbish, but maybe I don't know if we can look
I don't know,
too
it felt
deep
like they were
into
trying
this.
to give her one of those tragic villain backstories where it's like the villain's like were misunderstood or whatever, so that's why they turned evil.
I don't think this was misunderstood. She sounded genuinely evil from the start, I guess. Like even from like because she said like, I'm more powerful than you guys, and she was smiling as she was about to get executed, so she knew something was gonna happen. I don't know if we can read too much into this of where she got her powers from. Maybe like some like upper power. I don't know. Another being more we can't really read too much into this now. I don't think we're gonna get anything more on that anyway. Unless we get some, I don't know, some more backstory in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Also, the witches try to execute her, shoot like magic onto her, and they shoot blue magic effect, and it turns purple as Agnes is like trying to like her body's just sort of taking over, which is showing that she is like a lot more powerful than them. And they all try to execute her. They all die except for her mother at the end, who tries to execute her like with all her power and still dies. So basically killed everyone. And then she gets away, and then we just cut back to present day. In the in Westview, in the basement. We got Agnes and Wanda talking. Agnes is like, I've got runes, you can't use your magic here, only I can use magic.
It's basically just a big
blah.
info and exposition dump as to how Agnes's magic works.
Yeah, she's got her trapped. She says I can change things into things. She turns the fly into, what's she turn into? A bird. She turns into a bird.
Yeah, like flies away.
Which, Senior Scratch eats in about 2 minutes after that. Then, it seems like that Agnes wants to, obviously she wants to know how Wanda's done all this, because this is like extremely hard thing to do, as she like explains throughout the episode. She's like, you shouldn't be able to do this, but you have, so we're gonna go on a little like trip
down memory
past.
lane,
yeah, and see how the hell you've done this. So yeah, this is where the sort of info dump just comes, like,
and we get a lot of information about Wanda, which is changing and recontextualizing a lot of things that we knew before.
Yeah, definitely. It's good though, because it's building up the character. I think we should start with the first thing. So she takes her back to Sokovia in her younger days, before the war missile hit and her parents got killed. Before the Stark bomb hit. So we see obviously Wanda's parents. They're sort of struggling to make ends meet, it looks like.
Yeah, because they're just kind of living their life in Sokovia. Obviously, there's the like her dad comes in and has like a box full of old VHS tapes, which
and which are the sitcoms, which is where the sitcom things come from, which we actually learned. That's a good thing that they played on. And it says to Wanda, it's your turn tonight to pick which sitcom to watch, and she picks the Dick Van Dyke Show, which is obviously which is the first episode's based off, and you can, it's like complete symmetrical imagery to the first episode.
Yeah, and you can tell even the way it's shot and everything is like basically the same.
I actually thought I was really good.
Obviously, Disney loves Dick Van Dyke because of stuff like Mary Poppins and all that stuff. So it must have picked that for that reason, I guess.
Yeah, and so we get like a lot of symmetrical imagery from the first episode, the episode of Dick Van Dyke Show that's actually on. So there's a lot. All the other sitcoms are basically there as well. And they're watching it, and then we see Pietro, we see obviously Wanda's mom and dad, and the bomb hits. Well, it's sort of just like one big crash happens, and then we don't see much, and we just see sort of Wanda and Pietro under like a table or a bed thing.
Speaking of Pietro, we get a passing line, which is, I assume, is supposed to explain what's happening with Pietro, where he's fake or whatever. I thought that was a bit quick. I don't know. I felt like we should have got more explanation as to, maybe we will in the next episode. I don't know, but I feel like we should have got more of an explanation as to why he looks like the one from the X-Men movies.
He's definitely coming back in the next episode because we saw him in the last post-credit scene, so they wouldn't have put him in there if he wasn't coming back. So I think he'll join the big fight or whatever happens at the end of the next episode or during the next episode. But yeah, we get the obviously the Stark bomb thing hits, and obviously it's not going off, as we learn in Age of Ultron when they say we were sitting there for 2 days and the bomb never went off. We were waiting for it to go off and it never went off. But we now learn that it only never went off because of Wanda's powers.
That's what Agnes said. So we know that Wanda didn't get her powers from at least if Agnes is telling the truth, Wanda didn't get her powers from the Mind Stone, not fully anyway. Yeah. Which is kind of leading back to the comic thing of she was maybe cursed as a child. Or she's just a mutant. That's a possibility.
Or she's just a mutant.
Yeah, because that's what is the comics. Magneto's door, obviously. So,
but yeah, there's no reference to her parents being anyone special. They're just like normal people. But yeah, we learned that the Stark bomb didn't go off because of Wanda's powers. And that's actually changed something that we were told 5 years ago in the movie. So that was interesting to see. And then we got the next one, and every time they skip to a different time in life, the door changes. They go to obviously through a door. The look of the door changes, so that's also interesting. And we get the
that's the Avengers with Hydra compound scene, isn't it? Oh, actually, no. Yeah, they show the powers bit next, don't they?
Yeah, we see when they're with Hydra, Agnes is sent to Wanda, so you obviously went to Hydra. Basically mocking her, saying your parents got killed by bombs, so your big plan was to join a terrorist organization, which isn't very clever. Obviously, she was really didn't want to go back there. She's like, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. So obviously, we got a
pretty big important scene here as well.
Yeah, we see the Mind Stone.
Yeah, we see the Mind Stone, and obviously, the doctors who were there were saying that no one's survived touching this thing before, or survived any direct contact with it. But then obviously Wanda goes, and it kind of opens up for her, which obviously is because it's reawakening her powers or whatever. And then we see the comic Scarlet Witch, that was pretty sick. That was a big fanboy moment in the episode where we got to see her classic suit there. But I wonder if she's going to get that suit and they're going to actually try and make a serious version of it, because obviously we had it in the Halloween episode, but it wasn't a
that was just version. A homemade sort of one. Is that weird?
Yeah. So
but there's no explanation of how Pietro got his power. We assume it's from the Mind Stone, but why did the Mind Stone open up to him as well, sort of thing?
Either that, or it's just that they're mutants again. It's a possibility.
Yeah, they say that in that scene that the Mind Stone revived a dying Groot inside Wanda, assuming that as she grew older, she would lose her natural powers that she had when she was born. But obviously because she came into contact with the Mind Stone, obviously that just awakened it and made sure it was permanently there. So yeah, that's a weird one as well. They're changing a few things from the comics, it seems like a lot of it. But yeah, I'm sure they'll. I think that's the most explanation we're going to get for that sort of stuff. Anyway, and then what else do we got? Do we go to bit before Civil War now, which is in the Avengers?
I think it was in between Age of Ultron and Civil War, where her and Vision are connecting for the first time, and they're watching Malcolm in the Middle
again. Surprisingly, Agnes is sort of taking the piss, saying, "Oh, look, you've moved, you started living the high life instantly," sort of thing. When she was at Avengers facility, because obviously it was a lot better than her previous situation. And we obviously see, like you said, her and Vision connect for the first time.
And they have that line which Vision said, which everyone loves, and I think it's a great line as well, is when he says something like, "What is grief but love persevering," or whatever. I thought that he's talking like Vision was in Civil War and Age of Ultron, and he's not talking like the one inside Westview, which I thought was really good. And
the inside Westview one is obviously fake, innit? So.
But I thought that was interesting as well, that like we actually got to see a glimpse of what Vision was like before as well. Because obviously he's slightly different now, so it was good to see him do that, and good to hear obviously Paul Bettany just again giving a good performance. So
yeah,
that was good.
Then that's about the most we see of normal Vision in this episode. Then do we go modern day now, where she goes to Sword headquarters? I think we do.
Yeah, to go and get Vision's body.
So yeah, she obviously just says, obviously Vision was killed by Thanos, and then she goes that you lost a lot of people in your life, sort of thing. Sort of rubbing it in. She goes, first your parents, then your brother, then your like lover or something. Yeah. Then but she goes to the Sword headquarters, and we see the camera footage that we saw in episode 4, I believe.
But it's very, very different.
Breaking in, but it's from a different sort of, like, it's from a more true perspective, and a lot more depth. There's like developed on. So we see her walking, but she's not actually like forcing herself in. She asks. They say to let her in, but then obviously she says, "This is fine. I'll just do it." She opens the door, and then they make it look like in the camera footage that she's being violent, but
she just walks in and opens
the door. She is a bit violent at times, but the end result isn't what we were told, sort of thing, by Hayward. We were told this by Hayward, by the way. So there you go. She walks in, speaks to Hayward. Hayward says, "I can let you see his body, but obviously I can't let you take anything because obviously it's worth a lot."
It's like $3 billion of vibranium or whatever he said,
Yeah, and obviously it's our property, which doesn't make any sense. We were talking about this earlier. Let's have a quick conversation about it. How is Vision their property? Surely it's either going to go to Iron Man or Hulk.
Because it should either go to Iron Man or Bruce, because they're the ones who, like, kind of... Or, I guess... I mean, if you think about it, Ultron made Vision's body, but then Iron Man made Ultron, so I guess it should go to Iron Man, but Iron Man's dead, so it should go to Pepper.
I think, after, like, deeper thought, this might have something to do with the Sokovia Accords. Possibly.
I'm thinking potentially, that could have something to do. They could just use that as an excuse for anything, to be fair. They could, like, do anything they want with that. But one thing I'm thinking, do you think it could have something to do with Armor Wars? Where maybe Rhodey will try and kill something that shows up at the end of this episode. Which we'll get to later.
Possibly.
Yeah, because obviously that is Tony's tech. It's not armor, but it's Tony's tech. So...
also,
we'll get to that
one more
later,
thing. We'll speak about that a bit later after we've spoke about the end credit scene. But the thing is, it was also in Wakanda, so how the hell did they get it out of there? Because no one's even allowed in Wakanda. Someone's
just kind of like sprouted up out of nowhere, and they're just kind of doing their own thing now, which we didn't really learn a whole lot about.
Because let's be honest, this doesn't really make much sense. This part here, because they've got Vision body. We don't know how it's got there. They haven't said anything. They just said it's our property. At the end of Infinity War, who was alive? Cap was alive.
About at the end of Infinity War, Endgame?
Yeah. No, Infinity War, when Vision's body was Cap, just lying dead there.
War Machine, Rocket.
Yeah, they wouldn't have taken that to anyone. They would have taken that back to Avengers Facility. So what the hell's going on?
I don't think they would have. And if it was at Avengers Facility, then it would have been blown up when Thanos blew it up in Endgame.
But also, I think they hint that they got Vision's body after Endgame, so we maybe could assume that it was in Avengers Facility, but because Avengers Facility got blown up, maybe Sword had to go and clean it up.
Maybe, possibly, I don't know. It seems a bit convenient.
I don't know. It's weird, but I don't think they're gonna touch on this again, even though I want them to. I want to know how this happened.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I don't know. There's nothing really out there, but I can't really give anyone an explanation either, like off the top of my head. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait to see if they do clarify this and anything. Maybe in Armor Wars, if anything happens, I feel like they will say something somewhere along the line. But maybe even next episode. But we'll see. But we see the Wanda supposedly stealing Vision's body, which doesn't happen, obviously.
Yeah, we just see her go down to like.
Hayward was lying to Monica, Jimmy, and Darcy, and obviously maybe a few of the agents who didn't know, to make obviously look like the villain.
Yeah, we see her go down to Vision's body, but obviously, which she doesn't steal it, We see her go down. And they had that part where she was like, kind of doing that thing to his forehead and saying, "I can't feel you," which obviously is a reference to Infinity War when she was like doing that thing to Vision's head. She's like, "I can only feel you." So that was kind of cool. They had that.
Yeah, so obviously Hayward says, let her see that like he's dead, so and then she'll just leave us alone, sort of thing. I think Hayward knew that Wanda wasn't going to act violently. Then yeah, she sees that obviously Vision's like gone, like fully gone. She can't bring him back, so that's confirmed that like the Vision in Westview is made out of magic and he's just made up, body, which actually confirms like or like clears up why he was getting sucked back into the hex when he tried to crawl out instead of like just dying like there on the spot.
Yeah,
because obviously the magic stays within Westview and doesn't go outside of it. So yeah, that clears up that as well. And yeah, so we see her peacefully sort of walk away. She gets into the car, which is like, that's weird. Like, you know, it's actually really weird to see like an Avenger acting like normal, like getting into a car and just driving somewhere. I don't know.
I guess we saw Iron Man do it.
We saw Iron Man do it, but Iron Man always did it in a flashy way, I guess.
Yeah.
And we saw Steve do it though when in Winter Soldier, I guess.
He was doing Civil War as well. He was driving around, But the next thing we got after that is one of my favourite scenes in the episode when Wanda goes to like the beaten down Westview, which is obviously like just a screwed up town.
We see all the like residents. Cast members in quotation marks: Herb, Norm, all of them. I think we see Dottie's husband.
Did we not just see Herb? I thought we saw Herb. We saw what's the guy with the mustache's name? That was Dottie's husband. I don't know his name.
Dottie's husband. I don't remember his name. He wasn't very like a significant character anyway.
And then I don't think we saw Norm. We did see Norm.
We did see Norm. He walked out of a shop or something. They all look depressed, like really depressed. So I think that's why Wanda was like maybe not feeling as bad for keeping them hostage because they're living a better life than they currently do. I think in her head. But even Norm, when obviously Vision like touches his head, says, "I need to get back to my family," sort of thing. So clearly that's not what they think. But yeah, and then we get like one of the best parts in the episode.
Where obviously Wanda has the kind of lease or
the property lease. Yeah,
it's like a map or something. But obviously, and it says on there to grow old and together, V, which obviously is from Vision. And then Wanda just kind of breaks down, gets like upset, and starts crying. That's one of the best emotional scenes in the episode. One of the best scenes in the show so far. Obviously
I think the property lease thing with like Vision's writing on it, that was like a really nice touch. I like that.
And I feel like the way they're addressing Endgame in this is a lot better than they have in Far From Home and other like. I mean, obviously we haven't seen it addressed in other media yet, but I think this is like I like that they're taking a more serious approach to addressing the aftermath as opposed to look, it's jokey. Someone went and I don't know got married or some other weird crap. What was it in Far From Home? I don't even remember.
Oh, the teacher's wife like
it was
like
so
cheats on him or something while he was gone.
She's making jokes out of the whole thing is kind of stupid, but I thought that this was much better, like way better handled than they did it in Far From Home. And then obviously we see Wanda kind of explode, and then just explode.
It's interesting
like,
to know that
pretty much.
Obviously everything gets created. We see Vision get formed out of like magic, but Vision's getting formed out of like yellow magic effect instead of red, which is weird because we've never seen like the only time we saw yellow magic is from Wanda. Well, not from Wanda, from the Mind Stone in this episode when we saw the Scarlet Witch thing open up. And we saw the Scarlet Witch actually like flying towards Wanda. And I think this is the chaos magic, the yellow magic. I think this is the chaos magic, which obviously
chaos magic in the comics is red, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't really clarified because they haven't said
the whole thing that like where Wanda explodes and makes Westview, like she kind of like just like it repulses like magic everywhere. I think that's supposed to be the chaos magics in the comics. That's what it is. That's how she can like bend reality pretty much. It's because of the chaos magic. So I'm thinking that that's probably like where they're going with that, and that's the explanation behind Westview's like weird illusion form, which is chaos magic.
Yeah, and then we see the first episode get recreated. Obviously, Dick Van Dyke show. everything goes grey, and then we see Vision and Wanda speak exactly how they did in the first episode, and then it cuts back to present day, or like present Westview, with Agatha and Wanda, and Wanda's not with Agatha anymore. Like, she's just on her own on the street, or she's somewhere. She's in a house or something.
Yeah.
And then she hears obviously Billy and Tommy just like screaming like help and that.
Yeah, like come and help us. Yeah.
She runs out the house and Agatha's there. Agatha's got her actual costume now, like a full witch outfit from the comics, so which is good to see. She looks good. Like, the effects look good as well. And she's got Billy and Tommy on like chains around their neck, created out of magic.
Yeah, so kind of like a leash.
Yeah. Like a leash, or like obviously like strangling them, and then Wanda says obviously let them go. She goes. This is where she mentions the chaos magic, saying.
Yeah, and she says you're the Scarlet Witch, which is supposed to be a myth. So they're kind of giving more meaning to the Scarlet Witch name as opposed to it just being a cool name that she had in the comics. It seems like they're going to do some sort of thing behind it where there's some
it seems like Scarlet Witch is like a separate entity of its own.
Like a title or something, yeah.
Yeah. That can maybe go to anyone. Maybe only one person can use chaos magic, like, at a time. And then whoever uses it becomes the Scarlet Witch. But then, I'm not 100% sure, because in the comics, I think Mephisto can use chaos magic. But obviously they're switching things up a lot from the comic.
I think it's mainly Wanda's thing, so I know that she used it in House of M, I think, to like manipulate like reality or whatever it was, to like change reality. I can't remember fully, but I know that she's like one of the main like biggest users of chaos magic, obviously, which is Wanda. I don't know, did Mephisto ever use it? I
think what he did is he drained Wanda of it. That's what he did in the comics, but I don't know if he used it. He drained Wanda of it. That's the storyline that they're kind of following here, where they use the kids and stuff, and Agatha's there, so it could be, but there's no sign of Mephisto at all. Like, at all. Yeah. In my opinion, I didn't see anything. Like, obviously, we watched that theory video, and obviously there is a lot of references, but this episode, I don't think there was actually anything, because Agatha has, like, she doesn't like reference having a higher authority that she has to answer to, or has to report back to, or she has to please. It seems like she wants the power for herself, but you never know. She could, like you said to me, go to Mephisto at the end, like that weird guy did.
Yeah, like in Avengers 1, where they had the post-credit scene where I think it was called The Other or something like that. He went to Thanos and talk to him, and maybe they'll do that with Agatha. She'll go to Mephisto, and like the final post-credit scene of the show will be Mephisto appearing or something like that.
Yeah, and it would be interesting, but this episode there was no signs of him. But obviously they've set it up like in previous episodes, so if they were to pay it off, it wouldn't be out of nowhere sort of thing. It would just be like they haven't referenced him like recently, so okay, like just alright, he's there. But a lot of people, like mostly everyone now is saying that he's going to be in this. Like, everyone's predicting it. So if he isn't, it's going to be a massive shock, and it's going to be a bit underwhelming at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, part of me would be underwhelming, and part of me would, I mean, I don't know, I feel like they could be setting it up for later as like a bigger villain or something, because maybe in Doctor Strange 2 or something they'll introduce him in the post-credit scene, because I don't know, because there's only one episode left. I get the feeling they're probably not going to have Mephisto appear, because he's not like, I don't see
he won't have enough time to do anything properly.
Yeah, and especially the way they're going with Agatha now, it looks like to me they're just trying to make her like typical Marvel villain number 75, where, I mean, I thought it seemed like there was more interesting stuff to her before, but it seems like now she's kind of like, I hope they don't do that, but it feels like she's just going to become yet another Marvel twist, in quotation marks, twist villain, where like they seem to be like, oh, nice at first, and then not really, and then they just kind of fight the like superhero and die to them in some way.
They're like it's the same as like everything where
like how Caecilius was in Doctor Strange, where he's just like the opposite of Doctor Strange.
and Killmonger in Black Panther, and
Yeah, and he's
Ironmonger
just
in
reverse.
Iron Man.
It's basically like reverse whatever. So Ironmonger's reverse Iron Man, Killmonger's reverse Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
It's
feels
getting
like
a bit
that.
old now.
And I hope
Well,
that's
actually, it
how
was old a long time ago, but...
I mean, obviously, it makes sense. That's kind of the point, 'cause obviously she's kind of like that in the comics, but in the comics, she's basically just Mephisto's, like, little minion. Like, she's not exactly
That's
like...
why I want Mephisto to come in. I don't want her to be the main villain, even though, like, she's good.
And I feel like Catherine Hahn needs a lot of credit for that, because if they didn't get her to play her, then I feel like the character wouldn't be nearly as fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. She's a really good actress. And, like, she was in Spider-Verse. She did...
Yeah, she voiced Olivia Octavius, yeah.
So,
but then,
I mean, she's really good, but...
Yeah, I think that's...
Mephisto.
That's what happens pretty much at the end of the episode. They show that they're going to prepare to fight each other, and
Wanda can use her magic now because she's out the basement. Cause this happens in the street. So that's like it cuts, and then I didn't know there was an end credit scene. I thought there might be one, but I wasn't 100% sure. Obviously, I was waiting, and we get the big one. We get Hayward. He's there with his minions. We don't know who Hayward is yet. We've got some theories which we can share in a minute, but he's preparing to basically finish this now. They've got that 80s drone thing that they sent in with Wanda's magic surrounded by it. He was like, we couldn't find a power source, but we just took it directly from obviously our villain, I guess, which because everyone's portraying Wanda as a villain. And we see White Vision. That was weird to see it first. I didn't realise that was going to happen.
I wasn't even thinking. I forgot that would that's a possibility that they would do. I didn't even think that they.
People were calling it. You know when because basically after the episode I finished, I went onto YouTube and I typed in just White Vision just to see if anyone was talking about it, and I found videos from when Age of Ultron came out saying how Vision could turn into White Vision and all this sort of stuff from 5 years ago and 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, because I didn't even think that they do that yet, because I thought that, especially when they were taking apart Vision's body, I was like, okay, well maybe they're just going to dismantle it, I don't know, make a new Ultron or something. But then, White Vision just kind of completely went out of my mind. I kind of forgot about him. I mean, I remember a while ago, I was thinking when he died in Infinity War, I was like, okay, maybe that's a possibility. And I kind of forgot. So it's pretty cool that they brought him in. Obviously, the emotionless Vision, who's not going to be as good, I guess. He'll probably just be there to be a killing machine, which is interesting.
Soulless, obviously in the comic.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think pretty cool they're doing that.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
We don't know. We didn't hear him. We didn't hear him. We saw some movement. We saw him come online, and where the Mind Stone used to be, it was a few lights.
So we don't really know what that is yet. But
I don't get why they've had to recreate that. They didn't really have to do anything with that, because it's not like there's an arc reactor there or anything like that. There's no power source. The Wanda's magic is the power source.
Mm-hmm.
But that also doesn't make sense, because if a robot isn't alive, because obviously with Vision, the actual Vision's dead body, Wanda couldn't feel anything there, so which means she couldn't resurrect it. So how could they resurrect? How could they bring to life the new one?
Which is kind of what we were thinking, that potentially that could be Ultron they put inside him, which is Vision's original purpose anyway.
Because we didn't hear Vision, so we don't know what his voice is. We don't know if it's Paul Bettany. It could be James Spader, which would be sick.
We know that obviously in Age of Ultron, Vision's original purpose was to be a body for Ultron. So maybe they've done that, where they're going to put Ultron's consciousness into Vision or something. But I think that my brother was coming up with the theories. I was saying that maybe they could do with the White Vision, maybe they could, I don't know, take fake Vision's conscious and put him inside White Vision to fuse them together to bring Vision back. I hope they don't do that.
Which isn't good. Don't do that.
Yeah, it would... it wouldn't exactly shock me if they did, but I don't want them to.
I don't know. It wouldn't annoy me too much, but I don't know. I kind of want to see White Vision stay for a while. I can't lie.
Mhm.
Like you were saying with the Armor Wars thing, which is actually a good theory.
Yeah, that maybe they could use it to, like, say, I don't know, Tony created Ultron, and now that Tony's dead, they're trying to recreate Ultron, but they don't understand that technology, so Rhodey's gonna get annoyed and, like, go and kill them or whatever. Well, not them, but, like, kill the White Vision or something like that. I don't know, they could do anything, to be fair, because obviously now that Hank Pym didn't create Ultron in the MCU, this kind of introduces a lot of different things they could do with that character, maybe, especially because they love focusing on Tony so much. I mean, who knows what they'll do.
I think let's just have a little look back at the comic sort of origins of White Vision. Like, quickly. He first appeared in West Coast Avengers. He was Vision, who was dismantled by Kang before Kang revealed himself to be Nathaniel Richards. And they tried to put Wonder Man's soul into him, but Wonder Man's soul was destroyed, so it just turned out to be sort of soulless. And he's not necessarily a bad guy, but he sort of just does what, like, anyone tells him to. He's just sort of basically a robot, basically what Vision's supposed to be, but obviously the unique thing about Vision is he has a soul, sort of thing. He doesn't have a soul, but he has feelings, and he knows what's right morally and stuff. And, so, that's where it originates from, and we sort of came up with the tiny theory, well, not tiny, it's kind of big, but Hayward could be Kang before he reveals himself, because before Kang reveals himself in the comics, he does have a different alias he goes by, which starts with a T, but I don't remember, but it's not like anyone, like, if you saw them, you'd know who it is. It's just sort of like a plain old human, and, maybe Hayward could be Kang, and that could be the big cameo who reveals himself at the end of WandaVision and sort of jumps back into the, where does he come from? Quantum Realm.
Quantum Realm.
Yeah, so he jumps back there. Could
I think where did Hayward come from? Is that to say what the hell?
No, well, if Hayward is Kang, we don't know anything about Hayward yet.
There's got to be more there.
There's definitely going to be more there, yeah. They can't just leave it like, Hayward. He's just this sort of plain old this director who's like a bit like a loose cannon who just wants to shoot people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they have to develop it a bit more. People were saying online that the big cameo could be White Vision, and that Paul Bettany was trolling if he is voicing White Vision. I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's I don't know. Part of me feels like that could be true, but then part of me's like, nah, I don't think they do
if
that.
we don't see anyone next episode, and there's no 10th episode, I think it's confirmed that White Vision was the cameo. Mm-hmm. And if he was, okay, that's fine. But I was expecting something a little bit bigger.
I mean, I don't know. I get the feeling that's not what's going to be the case. I don't know. I don't think that White Vision is the big cameo.
I guess we'll find out, but it's going to be a big episode next week. Obviously, last episode in quotation mark. We still don't know if there is a 10th episode, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't think there is, but I'm not 100% sure. We can expect a very big post-credit scene next week as well. Obviously clarifying everything. We can also expect maybe the cameo. If this White Vision wasn't the cameo, we can expect a big fight between Monica, Vision, White Vision, Wanda, Agatha, and Pietro.
Yeah, because we got no updates on Agatha, Monica, or Pietro, what they were doing.
Or Jimmy, or any of them not outside. Yeah. So
it seems or Vision or Darcy even that didn't really go anywhere in the last episode. So I don't know. I feel like that could be addressed next episode, or not even feel like I think it should be addressed in the next episode. Yeah. And obviously, if the next episode's an hour long, that'd be a good way in good amount of time. I feel like to address everything.
Yeah, to fill everything up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's pretty much this is all I have to say about it.
Yeah, this is Phase 4 kicking off basically. One thing I hope, just one last thing I want to say, I hope we see White Vision stay around for a while. I hope it's not like a throwaway thing where they just kill him next episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like this he looks great as well, so I don't know. I hope we see him stick around, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, also apparently, as you were saying earlier, the last episode's plot has leaked online, so everyone
supposedly. I'm not 100% sure if that's true. I just heard that somewhere, so just keep your eyes peeled.
Well, if it has, just make sure you be careful before you click on any videos or, you know, even on social media, if you see anything says spoilers and you don't want to obviously spoil, stay away from it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
great episode.
That is about it. So,
definitely go and watch it.
yeah, fun episode. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if you guys enjoyed the episode, be sure to leave it in the comments below and let us know what you thought of it. Be sure to drop this video a like if you liked it. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Be sure to check out our Instagram, link in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. See ya.